right here.
What?
I scream, you scream, we all scream. For Scream 2022?
2022?
Yeah.
2022.
2022?
If there were 22 screams, I might scream.
Oh, Lord.
I would say that.
Give it time. Apparently.
Ooh.
I mean, it's possible within the meta version of it. The stab 5, 6, 7, and soon to be 8.
It did take like 10 years to get from Scream 4 to Scream 5. So are we going to see them in like wheelchairs by the time we get to Scream 22?
Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the first iteration of Syi-fy's channel.
Graphics.
Maybe. We'll see. Welcome to the first iteration of Syi-fy's channel. This will be, moving forward, another outlet that we can discuss various things, mostly probably movies, but we'll probably talk about video games, TV shows, kind of whatever the hell we want. So,
Wherever the show may flow.
wherever the show may flow, you know. I am your humble host, Syi-fy himself, and I will introduce my... She waved, so I will go to her first.
Ladies first,
like,
please.
Ladies first. Introduce.
Oh, okay.
I would like to welcome my lovely co-host, one of them at least, Jessica Alabama. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Hi.
Okay.
So I don't know why I did this. I was like,
I be Jessie. Ta-ta.
And
hello.
and this man needs no introduction. You already know who this is. Like, let's be real. It's Mr. Swerve.
What did it do? I helped build this universe that we're now expanding into Syi-fy channel. I'm really proud. My man is stepping up, getting his own network, bro.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank
Man,
you,
I'm
sir.
proud, man. Let me hold on real quick.
Oh, Lord. I didn't know this when we saw it, but it's not called Scream 5. Just Scream.
Which they mentioned in the film is a requel.
A requel.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that. The requels.
The meta
and-
universe of horror films
Yeah.
has pretty much grown and made Scream what it is today, going on that meta. Which we didn't understand what meta meant for the longest time. We just like found out about that like mid last year.
Really?
So we just like, because we kept hearing it in all the movie reviews that we did on other channels and stuff. So we were just like, what is meta? So we looked it up and they're like, oh, okay. And then like, this was like the perfect description of it. So
Okay. Did any of y'all watch the new Matrix movie?
that is
Yes and no. We
that
didn't
is
finish it.
meta,
We
the
tried.
meta resurrections.
Okay, because I want to say there's two ways you can do meta. You can do either the way of just making can we say it's a bad movie? I don't like to say bad.
No, you can say it was a bad
It
movie.
was
Okay.
unenjoyable.
Okay.
I was about to be out with it.
It was an unenjoyable movie.
Okay. Well, I would say
Sorry,
there's a cool, like, you can go as meta as you want. You can do whatever you want with your commentary. Still got to make a movie though. I feel like,
Right.
or at least a good or enjoyable movie. I feel like that's where the Matrix really just flatlined. Like it wasn't, nothing about that was really enjoyable. Like nothing, like not even the action. Like
I couldn't get into the action.
It's because we didn't like. I felt like there was no plot being driven. Like things were just happening, or it was like a repeat, and then some of the characters just didn't like the new Morpheus, but not Morpheus. Like I was thrown off by that. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was the right actor for it. If it was, it's just kind of like with this movie and the Scream franchises, like people are into the legacy characters and stuff, so you have to have those in there if people are going to buy into like the newness of it. And Morpheus wasn't there. It wasn't there, so I couldn't.
Yeah, they kept like the originals. They kept like the Neo and like Trinity and so, you know, Carrie Ann Moss and Keanu Reeves, and you get a little bit of like the Jada Pinkett, you know, in that part. But I'm like, these, yes, the whole series is built upon that, and that's the marketability. That's what's going to sell it. But like, but those, I wouldn't say Keanu was necessarily the heart of those films in that series. It was Morpheus was the heart of it. We don't have a Keanu Reeves or Neo without Morpheus technically in that realm. He just took that out. So it's like, okay, now we got to kind of make shift, and we're gonna get to Scream. I promise you.
Let's just turn into the Matrix.
Well, we're still going basing on meta.
no, I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
We're still basing on meta.
Well, what I feel like you have to have those main three. You got Carrie Ann Moss come back. You got Keanu Reeves come back. You got to have Lawrence Fishburne come back.
You gotta have to.
You have to. If you're gonna have if you're gonna bother with any of this, you gotta have that main three at least. But Anyway, we'll probably talk more
We
ways
can
about.
do another one on Matrix too. I got to finish it, but I know what happens. But we got to do bad movies too. We got to have the fun with the bad.
Oh my gosh. Speaking
We have
of
fun with the
bad ones,
good. We got to have fun with the bad.
We had so much fun learning about a bad movie thanks to another movie reviewer, but The Fanatic. If you guys have not seen it and you have time on your hands,
what's it, John Travolta?
Want to laugh at John Travolta, highly recommend it because it's more of like a how bad is this film?
This is actually the first Scream film not directed by Wes Craven. Because
25 years later.
Because he passed away in 2015. R.I.P.
Yeah, which is why they kept having the name Wes show up in
Yeah.
the, like they named the character Wes.
There were
Yeah,
nice
throughout the
Easter
movie.
eggs with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I would like to say I am a novice to the Scream universe. This is actually my first movie, my first Scream film ever. I actually watched. I know of the franchise, like, so to speak, but everything I kind of know is just basically from seeing like random scenes here and there, or
Yeah, you pretty much watch Scary Movie and seen the
Scary
spoofs.
Movie,
Scary Movie,
yeah.
yeah.
You've seen the
you've seen
spoofs,
that.
yeah.
I would say watching Scary Movie, and just seeing what character's supposed to be what, just
Yeah.
makes that movie a hell of a lot more fun.
It makes it so much more fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying it wasn't funny already. It's just a
Yeah.
little cherry on top.
So how are you? Since this is your first like iteration of Scream, how's your feel with like having comedy elements implemented in Scream? In the series, well, you haven't seen the series, but like through like there's like a little hint of like comedy that they add into it. They sprinkle like it's like so the scenes should be like you're watching someone get slaughtered pretty much, but they still have like elements of like comedy with the characters knowing that people are out there getting murdered.
I'll say it's
You
interesting.
know, there's like because in real life, like that a serial killing is happening. People are like scared for their lives. Real humans, they would be like kind of like. People would like shut down and be like depressed when their best friend or their circle of friends are getting just knocked off one by one. They'd be kind of like, or they leave town or whatever. This is like kind of like, we're gonna go to a party, woo, yeah, oh what, man, that's crazy. And then like everybody's like having a good time at school and like school's out, yeah, woo. That's not even. Hold up, yes, that's cool, but the focus here is like your friends are getting murdered savagely. My man's mother just got killed. Like, there's
Okay, so we're jumping just like straight into spoilers then.
Oh, I said my man's mother. I didn't say
about the
who's.
writers.
I said my man's mother got killed and stuff, but they're just like still out having a party. Oh, like they're like joking around in the conversations they're having and stuff. There's still elements of comedy. They didn't take the situation serious enough. You know what I mean?
I'll say about like comedy and like horror films, I would say like that tone is kind of prevalent nowadays. You'll see like or at least in films like Cabin in the Woods and other, which I guess you can also say that's another meta.
That's super meta.
Horror movie.
That's a movie that didn't take itself too seriously. It just dove head first into it.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah.
And actually, that's one of the films where like the less you know about it, the better. And just kind of go into it blind and just kind of
Not
watch
for me.
it.
I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I went to the theaters to see it and I didn't like it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, yeah. I think we actually talked about
Yeah.
this, actually. Yeah.
That was too left field for me.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what didn't work for you? Is it the whole...
It was like I understood the concept. I understood the world was not the world, but they had all those like tropey characters like the clown, the ghost, the spiritual, like locked up.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the reveal of like, oh, this is like the jock, the sexy teenager, the nerd or whatever. All these guys are sacrifices, and then the god comes up. I was like, bit much, a bit much for me.
It's interesting because they also had like, you had your... I guess technically at the end of the day, they were all kind of your tropey characters outside of like the main three or the
ones that
original
survived.
three.
Or whatever.
The survivors. Yep, that's gonna be in there. Bloop. Anyway, the main three that survived. But what was your question? What were you asking me about? Like,
I forget.
He was asking about what your take was.
What your
with
take is
having
on comedy elements in a
within.
horror movie.
Yeah.
As long as you can balance the two, it's all about balance for me. So if you can make me laugh and kind of bring moments of levity, which you need in especially a film where like teens are getting viciously attacked and stuff like that. If you can bring moments of levity, be like, oh, that's cool, but you can balance that to make me believe where like when someone's getting sliced the hell up, like they're actually in danger, then yeah, it works for me. And I think this film actually had a pretty nice little balance to it. Since you guys are the Scream experts,
Yeah, we just watched like the whole series in 2 days.
Oh,
And I am upset at Amazon because they knew a movie was coming out and that people would be watching to catch up. So I paid for every single movie.
We rented all of them. $3.99, 4 times.
shout out to Amazon. We're not sponsored by them, but if you want to be,
Lord, y'all better love us. Y'all, we earned a sponsorship after that. We did in 2 days, B.
2 days.
We invested $16.
Yeah, I was gonna get a ghost
My dog
face
is
And then
mask,
another
but
20.
I ran out of funds. So.
Another 40 to go watch your movie. So so
Speaking of Ghostface mask, how like there's like 3 certainties in life: you're gonna die, you're gonna pay taxes, and someone's gonna have a Ghostface mask on Halloween.
yep.
Yeah,
Yep. It's
that could be the new tagline or for the
for Scream 6.
Yeah,
You're gonna die, you're gonna pay taxes. Someone's
like-
gonna be wearing our mask at Halloween.
You heard it here first.
It's such a cultural like element in the post 2000s horror genre though.
It's
We don't really have
definitely
too many.
iconic. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't have too many post millennium horror icons anymore as much.
I actually agree.
Yeah, if you think about it. So like that's our generation's, you know.
But what I wanted to say is, given that this is the first film that's not directed by Wes Craven, do y'all think they still captured maybe the spirit of the franchise? Do you?
Yes, I think they did. I think they did a good. It was a fun ride. Like, and I think Scream did that. This Scream did that very well. It stayed true to the characters. It like this is probably out of all the Screams, this is probably David Arquette's best performance. I will say hands down. Because like he was like the true baby face in this whole thing. Like you rooted for him. He had like you did. He was the OG, the vet he's been stabbed 9 times, lived through it all. He's seen it all. He ID'd like the people and the motives right away. Like he brought all the knowledge to the new cast, the new characters that are introduced in the film.
Yeah, I think like to be consistent and stuff with the rules. Like whoever told the rules, like that's kind of how the movie would go. Like when you go back,
they
and
set
watch
the
other
rules.
movies, like yep,
Because they don't have Jamie Kennedy anymore for that.
be gone.
Yeah.
Is there any like other guys from past Scream films that you think they could bring back for whatever future?
So there was this Easter egg I noticed in the movie. There was a scrolling, like there was like a YouTube channel scrolling, and I think it was from Kirby from Scream 4, played by Hayden.
Oh, Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
Oh, I know her from, I think she's like in Heroes. And also she's I know her personally from Until Dawn, that game.
Yeah. We know her from that scene, that GIF, the dance. Just bring it on.
Wait, she's in
Bring it on. Pop in and stuff.
God.
Oh, I didn't know she was in there.
She looks like she's having problems.
Yeah. They're like, so that's what most famously for the 2020.
My back is broken.
My back.
My
Run
back.
a little more.
Yeah.
I'll definitely win this dance battle.
But yeah.
Like that's what I got from
So,
that. But yeah, so she was in there on the YouTube, like just as a little YouTube
Little Easter,
screen on there, and it talks about her being a survivor. Where in like the previous movie, like you just like sometimes you just think people are, you know, they get stabbed so much, or like all right, they're done, but it's not done.
All right. Since we're talking a little bit.
To bring out the whole like premise of the film, like break it down, like what's the whole like synopsis of the film?
So
I would say
the synopsis of the film is they did it again, which is my favorite lines of any sequel. Oh God, it's happening again. But there's a serial killer, or a believed serial killer that's terrorizing. What's the hometown again?
Woodsboro,
California.
Somewhere in
California. Terrorizing the hometown of Woodsboro, California. And there's a group of teenagers that
have some relation to the original people from the first movie.
I will let you break it down.
Me? The story.
I will give that to you since this is.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen it.
Yeah, this is you guys.
I'll let you do it because it was your show, but you know,
yeah.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
I know my strong suits, brother. Go ahead.
So basically, you get the call, has to bring the original characters back because there's a murder, and throughout the movie, we're slowly seeing that there's a relation to each character from the original ones all the way back to the first one. I'm going to do the spoiler free as much as I can till we start breaking down into the actual spoilers and revealing characters. And
we can probably get into that like as soon as you get done breaking it down.
Yes, sir. So, brings so these new people, the new characters, the main female character lead brings her boyfriend. They have to go back because her sister was attacked. But for some reason, it's like, whoa, her sister survived the attack. And actually, the whole opening sequence was like literally like there's frame by frame shots of the original attack in the first movie with Drew Barrymore. Like her,
There's
like
a lot
on
of
the
parallels.
phone,
Yeah.
her on the phone with a landline phone in 2022.
Landline. Well, I like how she like mentioned she's like the landline won't stop ringing.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Who calls it a landline? But yeah, that her like going up to the knife, picking it up, putting it back. It was the butcher knife thing, which is literally a shot for shot thing. The only thing they're missing is like the popcorn on the stove trope, which is they make fun of a scary
movies. It's like about to explode.
But that attack brings like her sister back home, who's been gone, estranged from the town for like some odd years. There's a mystery in between the two sisters that one of them didn't know. There was a relation. You'll see that later. And then there's a group of friends that like the twins are related to Jamie Kennedy's character from the first one.
That's who they're related to.
Their niece and nephew
Would've been,
to Jamie Kennedy's character from the first 3 movies, actually.
Do y'all remember any of these characters' names?
No, that's what she's here for.
Okay. No. Okay.
And so everybody's kind of related. The tree.
I did get that, and that was one thing I thought was kind of cool. It's like, oh, they're all.
But that's the thing. There's like no other real motive after that. It's kind of like over the overlay of the thing, like who did it. It's a who did it film.
Yeah.
And so there's no deeper like, okay, what do they want? What's the goal? No, they're just a murder going around town, and we got to find out who it is and stop it.
Well, that's kind of.
It's the 25-year anniversary from the first murder. That's why these are happening. Because the murders, if you watch all the Scream movies, you always know the killer's always a super fanatic about the first Woodsboro killers.
I got that.
That's the general layout.
Yeah. Well, outside of like the main 3, you can say that everyone pretty much kind of exists to basically just have horror set pieces and to basically be killed off. So that's why like the names kind of really don't matter. Like I kind of had like nicknames for everyone. Like you got Big Sister, Little Sister. You got
Jock, football player.
Jock twin, boy twin. You got girl twin, woke twin.
And there's there's the
13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his work. He is forever a high school kid in every movie.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't grown up yet.
No.
Then you got the boys slash boyfriend.
The boys.
The boys slash boyfriend. I think that rounds up everybody, right? Oh, you got Hot Topic. Amber. I actually do remember that one.
Yeah.
Because
Hot Topic Amber?
Yeah, Hot Topic Amber.
Then you get the voluptuous one, the sleazy girlfriend type thing.
Oh, yeah,
she's just trying to get it on all movie.
Well, they didn't.
Yeah.
She's just trying to get it on all movie.
Well,
but
I like how they like
this murder's in the way of me getting my action in. Like, oh God, God forbid people die while I'm trying to get mine.
Well, I love they throw that. We're just, we're just gonna go into full spoilers at this point. Final thoughts. We all enjoyed the film.
Yeah,
relatively, right?
Yes.
Yep. So yeah. All right. I love how like there's that throwaway line of, oh yeah, something about you guys aren't having sex. I was like, yep, that's gonna come into play later.
Yep.
But I like
which was a rule in the first Scream, like you don't have sex during a serial killing.
I do remember seeing that.
Virgins don't die. Yep.
Yeah, virgins survive to the end.
Yep.
And that was the reason why.
So if you have sex, you're gonna die.
Yeah. That blew me up. Sydney was a virgin. Did she?
She was during up until the end of Scream and stuff. Like she wasn't.
So she broke the trope.
She wasn't giving it up. Boyfriend's pissed off.
Give it up.
Like more motive to just just be angry because he's got all this angst saved up and to go. You can say that later. But she did end up doing it. But then it was like he turned on her right after. So
okay, my question: what if he succeeded in killing her before they had sex?
Then that rule wouldn't apply.
I guess either way.
But the whole point of Loomis and the dude was they wanted to make it they were trying to like do like in the movies. They were trying to go through the rules. But he attacked her like 3 times throughout the movie. What if he would have succeeded and killed her before she lost her virginity?
Maybe that was just a scare tactic to drive.
Like, was he ever trying to kill her?
I mean, do you see how he chases people?
Side note, The Scream mask is one of the doppiest. You got to like do a drinking game throughout the entire Scream series. How many times he slips, misses, falls, so Scary Movie used to make fun of it so much.
Yeah.
I was like, I never paid attention until I watched them, all 4 of them again. I'm like, yo, this is the most doppiest. Like, this is not an athlete chasing these people.
Yeah.
Like, he's like slipped. Oh. You can hear him you can hear him vocalizing these sounds when he's like trying to chase them, like foot in the face. Oh,
yeah. Like the funny thing is, like in every single movie, he's consistently like just clumsy about his attacks.
Clumsy.
Just, I mean, there's intent, but he's not smooth and stuff. So it's just like, is it the Ghostface costume? Do you gotta buy the boots?
I don't know, man. Have you ever actually worn all that fabric and how slippery it is?
Now, with that being said, I would have tripped so many times chasing people, but like the fact that he's just like, there's like very little few things he gets him trapped in, like there's very few little obstacles to work with, but he always says like, crashes through something.
Now, to be fair, when they do eventually reveal the killers, we're in full spoiler territory now. When they do finally reveal the killers to be Amber and the boy's boy. It does kind of make sense because you like, ain't no way these dudes murking people. Like, or you're just like, I find it hard to believe that they're murking people, especially like old girl is like overpowering dudes. Like we kind of talked about that,
stabbing him and lifting them up.
Like she overpowered 13 Reasons Why. And even though I do like the. I think it was prosthetics, like when they got the knife through the neck.
I think that was CGI.
Oh, really? It's possible. It's possible. CGI is like really good.
They were really good with it.
Yeah.
This was probably one of the most brutal killing screams as well.
Oh, really?
And the whole series, this is like, they got pretty graphic because they got real close with a lot of the stabs.
Deaths, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was very unique. Like David Arquette got gutted from all the way up. So
that was another thing. Amber did that one too, didn't she?
She gutted him and picked him up.
Yeah,
because like Boy's Boy was over here.
Yeah, Boy's Boy was knocked out. Like, bitch.
How did she do that?
That's
movie magic.
So if we're gonna go into
powers.
like over here we have suspension of disbelief. Like there was certain times like the inconsistencies of the powers of the killer. Like it was revealed to be a guy and a girl, but you have the girl doing a lot of the like heavy overpowering of certain people. Then then the Boy's Boy was off with at the party with the sister, and then so it had to been her. She must have overpowered the Jocks football player. Yeah. I'm like,
it'd be more believable maybe if she was like maybe a little bit more athletic, if she played sports or something like that. But this is just
the more size difference. She's really small.
She's like this little dainty girl, and also she survived like I actually did pop for this. We're kind of jumping ahead, but when at the end when she gets shot like 5 times, it gets caught on fire.
Yeah, that was pretty enjoyable.
That was pretty great. I was kind of hoping that the stove was gonna like explode or something. I don't know why I thought that was what was gonna happen, and then I was like, and then like she just caught on fire. I was like, oh, this is still cool.
I thought that would have burnt the house down until you just like be done with that house altogether.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh, we're ending this legacy right here, right now.
But like after that, like she just gets up and she's like, and I'm just like, are we just ignoring that she got shot like 5 times? Like,
it's a very tiny girl.
So that is a continuing theme or whatever with the killers and stuff. Every single time in all the other Scream movies, like you think they're dead,
you gotta have
but
the
they're
trope.
not dead.
Yeah,
they're not dead. You got to double tap. Boom.
Yeah.
I think the overall message I got from Amber outpowering these people is that teenage girls are dangerous and strong. That's what you could say.
Scream 4.
When you shop at Hot Topic, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What was your favorite scenes, favorite characters?
I did make fun of like the all the nicknames and saying that the names don't matter, but I actually do like the casting, particularly the twins. The female twin, the woke twin. Anyway, so the twins, I like the twins. The twins were pretty cool. I thought you could have did a little bit more with the woke twin. Like I thought she was actually gonna kind of help solve kind of the murder.
She was
very fun. She was fun. She had this energy. I liked her bluntness of like when he was looking for his girlfriend and he's like, where's my girlfriend? She's like, she's probably dead already. He's like, what the fuck, Zoe? What the fuck, twin?
But that's the thing. Like that's that's a serious thing.
Yeah.
No, but I think that speaks to how desensitized maybe the younger generation is, because they know all of this stuff, and they know information, and they're no longer surprised by stuff like that.
Like, oh yeah, your girlfriend's probably dead. Oh, thanks, sis. It's like our circle of friends is like dying.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like we never got like a real scene of like anyone really mourning, dude, outside of like the toast that he throws at the party. He's like, "This for my boy, 13 Reasons Why." Yeah. And everyone cheers.
If anything, like they were more serious about the sister getting attacked than the people that actually died. They were like, "Oh, are you okay? Oh my God! Oh, like this, everybody come back to town. Oh, she's here alive in this hospital bed. My man got stabbed in the throat in front of his mother on the front porch." And y'all were standing on top of the crime scene just having talk. Like, there's a dead body right here. Yeah, why have you returned my calls? I don't know. Like, he's like, I had to take that job out in New York. Like, but did you have to leave me? There's a dead body right here. What do we?
Were we talking about when David Arquette and Courtney Cox finally like reunited? Yeah. I like
Gail and Dewey.
Gail and Dewey. I leaned over to Swerve. I was like, this is an active crime scene. Like, why? Like, I get it why it's there, but like, it's just still made me laugh.
There's like a whole dead body just laying right here, and y'all talking about why, like, you sent me a text message? What? Oh, that's crazy.
That was funny.
That's what was
pretty funny.
To them
I give it
at
that.
the time. Like, their relationship had
You told me people were dying
stopped.
to a text message.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a little crazy.
It's the first time they're okay. Listen, from a woman's perspective and stuff. You haven't seen this guy in a while. You're pissed off. Like, first things first, set him straight
at a crime scene over a dead body with news reporters everywhere, and not a single cop like trying to pull a real police 360 and like. There's like DNA evidence just all over the place now because
they just walking through puddles of blood.
Just clean, like, they just like
Would
yellow
you call
tape.
This plot armor.
Yellow tape just everywhere. Especially with the fact we don't know who the killer is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the fact, everyone's just walking through.
Like, come on, bro.
The only one they stopped was Big Sister. Like, I gotta go see my friend. No.
It was Gail Weathers. You can come in.
It was a brother too. He's like, no. Listen, I ain't trying to lose my job.
Like, come on now. It's Woodsboro. They will fire me.
I'm 5 years away from retirement. No, don't do it. Don't fuck up my picture. But yeah, I wasn't expecting them to kill both the mom and 13 Reasons Why in the same.
That was a cool sequence though.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting. Also, can we talk about like I know because it's a horror film. And
hold up, what was your favorite scene? What was your favorite characters?
Yeah, we totally skipped that. I apologize.
So I just got caught up listening. I was like,
you're a part.
You guys are experiencing the same thing.
This is good shit.
All right, honestly, my favorite character was Dewey because he just from following Scream, like the first one all the way to this one, it was really cool to see his character develop and him, and I was really rooting for him. Like I was like out of all the three that returned, like the OGs and stuff, like I was hoping, like, I don't know, maybe Courtney Cox could have died instead. Maybe they would finally get Sydney Prescott and not Dewey because he was just so charming to me and stuff.
He was an endearing character.
Endearing, and then another spoiler alert when it happened, I was devastated and disappointed. I was like, no.
So I never.
The second he said you got to check on the bodies, I was like, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
As soon as like the elevator doors closed,
I was like, well, there you go.
There you go.
I kind of like I'd never seen any of these movies, but somehow like once I learned David Arquette was in it, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna die. Don't know what don't know what role he was gonna play. I'm just like, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's just gone.
Even the shift to see the shift of his improvement on like his acting ability through like from then till now, I was like, okay, he's just up in so many ways and stuff. He's gonna get
this
Gail
is leagues
back.
better than Royal Rumble or Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. Oh yeah, but like on top of that though, like they always they've been doing it for like years now. They've been always actually go back to Scream 3. They've been teasing Sydney Prescott. This is the moment she dies. They go back way that far. So I'm like,
when you gonna pull the trigger?
They don't have they ain't got it. They ain't got the balls to do it. They ain't gonna kill her.
Particularly when like everyone's, like it's like the third act and like everyone's like they have like Sydney and Gail. Yeah, Sydney, Gail, big sister, little sister, all like hemmed up, and they keep talking. I was like, yeah, we're not gonna see another death at all from either four of these people. All four of them are gonna live.
This is probably the most I've seen anybody get stabbed in a Scream movie. There was a lot
Yeah,
of like just
by not the killer.
Yeah,
too, in the end.
Well, yeah, well, both like just total like this should have been Stab. The movie that they were constantly making fun of. This should have been Stab because they actually were stabbing.
Ching, ching, ching.
Yeah. My favorite character in not only just this Scream, but all the Screams is Maureen Prescott. Man, she has just laid the foundation to all these murders.
Maureen Prescott.
Sydney's mom, the whole reason we have Scream in the first place.
She didn't even play a part in this one.
But her legacy lives on. It's not Sydney, it's Maureen Prescott. That is the crux of the character. If she wouldn't have cheated on her father from Scream 1, Billy Loomis wouldn't have killed her and wouldn't have started the Scream thing in the first place. And then the second movie, it was the wife of the person that she was cheating on came back and tried to get, that's 2. Because then that was the son in 3. It was the birth, because, okay, let me break this down.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
I know what I'm doing here. So Scream 2 was the wife of Billy Loomis's father. She got some crazed fan she found him on the internet, on Craigslist, and got him out running around. So he was doing the heavy lifting as far as the killing, but it was the mother of like Billy Loomis. Because that was like, my boy would never do something like that if it wasn't for your mom.
I feel like there's a Maury storyline somewhere in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So second one, boom. And so that was Maureen Prescott's, like, that was her issue with the moms, and she started all that. Then it goes into 3, which is Maureen Prescott left Woodsboro for like 2 years, and nobody knew where she went. Apparently she went to LA and started acting, and she got pregnant. So she had a son out there at some point. Then she came back to Woodsboro and lived the rest of her life and had Sidney Prescott and all that stuff. Okay. So that son grows up to be the killer and get back at his half-sister, Sidney Prescott. I'm not kidding. I'm spoiling all this for you, sir. Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
And then 4, it was like this cousin, right?
There's always got to be a cousin somewhere.
Yeah,
it was the cousin.
Second generation cousin and stuff, and she wanted all the attention.
She wanted
the whole town was always
Sidney Prescott. She was the talk of the town. She's like, I want that too. I want that spotlight, but it wouldn't have happened if Maureen Prescott would have stayed her ass at home. If she would have stayed her ass at home, been a good mom, not stepping out in front of her father because he was going to work all the time, flying out, which is the set up the whole plot for the first one. He kept leaving town because he had a job out of town all the time, and so she wouldn't have been knowing all that. We wouldn't have had 5 Screams, which is like 50 murders in Woodsboro and a college campus that had nothing to do with Woodsboro when Sydney went to college.
Oh, no, we definitely would have had 5 Screams.
What?
We definitely would have had 5 Screams because this one made like 170-something million.
Oh, yeah, I expected that.
Yeah.
No, this did have to
be a Scream 6, but I think it'll come with like this new cast and stuff and like old cast members.
As long as people keep saying it, you're going to get more Screams.
But this does have to do with Maureen Prescott too.
What?
Because they're all acting on the first movie, the first thing.
That's why they call it a requel.
Yes. Yes. They're all going back to the first one, and on top of that, that's Billy Loomis's daughter.
Who would want to do a requel? Is this the first time that we've even heard this phrase? It's the first time I've heard this phrase.
It's technically a soft reboot, but they just came up with the term.
Soft reboot? What was the last one? There was a
it
was a soft reboot.
Shit.
Star Trek? I don't know.
Yeah.
Star Trek counts. The new the sequel trilogy of Star Wars technically counts.
Friday the 13th that they did.
I actually like that one. That was actually a fun one. Yeah,
the new Halloween that just happened.
Yeah, it's technically a soft reboot. Evil. They did a soft
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I think that's just a full reboot, ain't it?
So what is that? It's got to be
because
like
that's like new Freddy Krueger and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But you got like
but the origin was still the same though.
Yeah, Terminator did one. Dark Fate, that was technically a soft reboot.
Yes, it was.
Soft reboot. Yeah, we've been like plastered with a whole gang of soft reboots.
Yeah, you can go down that rabbit hole.
Ugly.
It gets ugly.
Yeah.
Technically, Creed.
Yeah. Technically, Creed is a soft reboot.
It's good. It's very good. Very well done.
Yeah, very well done movies. Have you seen them?
No.
Creed is really good.
None of them.
I love the bluntness. No, and I never will. Do not ask me again, sir.
I've seen them both in theaters. They're very good movies.
I have much movie watching.
I saw the
to do.
first one in theaters and absolutely popped at the end of his first boxing match. It's just I still go back and rewatch that scene because it's just absolutely amazing.
It's so
Wait,
good.
so requel is just like soft reboot of telling the same story again?
Yep.
Essentially, it's Hollywood's meta way of kind of giving you something you love, but kind of tricking
But
you.
filling it with stuff you hate.
Nowadays.
Like a revamp or
Yeah, like a revamp, kind of like breathing fresh life into it.
new
In a way,
characters.
new
and
characters.
that sort of- okay.
Speaking of which, do you think since this is a requel or soft reboot or whatever you want to call it, do you think Little Sister and Big Sister are strong enough to carry this franchise forward? Since those are like the story kind of mostly harpered on them outside of the main three.
With their connection with Billy Loomis, there's more you can do with that. With her seeing him in the reflections.
No, that I actually didn't mind. I actually wish they would have leaned into that more.
That's the psychological element that Scream's never had a psychological element to the series. So that's like a new little sub thing.
Yeah, they keep cluing in how like taking your antipsychotics and stuff like that's a biological thing. Like you can inherit that, I guess.
Which
I was
Billy
actually
was like, the original character.
I was kind of thrown off by that. So maybe just a future prediction.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing.
Wait, possibly if they do carry her through it, I'm thinking she turns into Ghostface. That's what I'm thinking.
I was gonna say you can definitely do that. You can definitely play with that going forward.
The villain origin story. You can go there.
Yeah, you can definitely play with that moving forward, and I think that's cool. The first time we're introduced to the boy's boy and Big Sister, they're like on break or something outside of a bowling alley. So I was kind of curious, like, was getting hired at the bowling alley part of the boys' boy plan?
That's a elaborate plan. Let me tell you, that is a very elaborate plan.
Well, there's a part of me that kind of wishes that like they would kind of went into it and like maybe he's like this like high doctorate degree and he like has this great job and this like lavish lifestyle, but to fulfill this plan, this murderous fantasy that he has. He like downgrades and gets a job at like the bowling alley, and then like slowly but surely you're seeing all this shit get repossessed. Like how hilarious that would have been.
There's more. I do think the villains needed more depth of like brought through. Like what brought them to be this psychotic to have to want to do this? Like I understand. Like they're just.
They're crazy.
We're crazy. Yeah,
they're crazy.
Like I was me and Jess were talking about this. Like, okay, like we get it. You're fans of the Woodsboro murders and stab movies. You hate the fact that they're going into a really stupid like direction with the films. But like the fact that what caused you guys to just like was there problems at home? Was there like money issues and those movies brought I knew this wasn't gonna work because they kind of like they had this like hard shift of
this hard like turn.
Yeah, like whoa, I'm crazy. Like hold on. Where did this come from? I understand you go like you could hide it and like they're trying to steer them off, but in the first
you're talking about Amber right now, right?
Amber and
the boy.
They just became crazy and like lunatic fringes all of a sudden. I'm like, okay, what? But there was no like hint of it. There was no rhyme or reason for it for the switch. There was not a trait that there was like.
No, I think they were committed to playing their role.
Yeah, to get.
That's what I felt. Like I was like, you don't need to have any hints of it because then it's like a spoiler and you give it all away. And they were having so much fun already with all the other teens and stuff. Like, are you the killer? No, I'm the killer. No, who's the killer? Like
I wish they would play with that more. Actually, like when old girl and our female twin and Amber was down getting beer, and they had that little play like, I'm the killer. No, I'm the killer. Or what if I'm the killer? I thought that was actually pretty cool. And they had like a little,
once again,
kind of almost sexual chemistry. I'm not saying
I thought that was where it was going to go to.
Yeah. Not saying that because I'm a guy. Just kind of like the energy they kind of played off as. And I thought that would have been kind of cool if maybe they had like a.
But once again,
like an interaction love triangle type thing to
some
be
kind of
later.
type deal or something like that.
But once again, like
kind of give them something like outside of like being like one-dimensional characters, which I get. Which I get when you have like this many characters. I do believe, or I do get that you kind of have to. Everyone has like a role to play, and you got to keep the story moving, and you can't everyone can't have a quote unquote backstory, but. I don't know. Just kind of like maybe have like a little bit more interplay because it's like, hey, hi, people. Okay, now we're going to kill them off.
Once again, like, maybe I'm the killer. I'm the killer. I'm the killer. They're not taking the seriousness of the fact that their friend is murdered and his mother and, like, other people are getting killed. And you're playing around with the fact that maybe I'm the killer. Maybe I'm the killer. That's our friend. And there's a crime going on. There's a crime scene investigation going on. And you keep saying that. It just makes you, like, Scream movies.
I got you.
I feel like that's the Ghostface superpower. He disappears.
That's just slashers in general. That's Jason. That's Michael Myers.
No, but they're not human. This guy's human. And if anything, like, this is multiple different humans because it's a different killer every time.
Yeah,
so there's somebody putting that mask on and, like, killing people. You get the power to disappear.
I don't know, man. That nylon.
That, and then have
So
someone
whatever that
rush
suit
into the
made
room
of.
right after.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, that's usually what happens. So
Where'd he
that
go?
part kind of...
Yeah, or the person that's not the killer, he just escaped. Like, he has the mask. So this man dropped his mask and bolted, and y'all still can't find him.
No
Okay.
DNA.
No DNA.
No science. No
Nope.
current
Hair
technology.
follicles, no, can't find him.
Y'all want the movie over in like 5 minutes or not?
Yeah.
Like,
It would be a different genre then. It
So
would be
take
like
this-
CSI genre.
No,
you know?
so take this film and put it in first 48 hours. The show. like Woodsboro wouldn't even be like it'd be
That house would be condemned. You couldn't even buy the house. It would be off the market.
No,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you mean
Dwindling
you bought
population.
The house? Like, come on. Yeah,
Wait, wasn't that her like wasn't that Amber's motivation? She's like, oh my god, ever since I've been in this house, like I learned that there was killers here and I'm in this house and that motivated me to become a killer myself or some shit like that.
So burn it down. Make it like
that was the twins' house though, right?
okay, was it the twins' house or was it Amber's house?
No, it was.
doesn't really
it
matter.
wasn't Amber's house or whatever
Okay.
because it was.
I missed that one.
It was
Doesn't really
from
matter.
It's Jamie Kennedy's house or whatever because
Maybe it was the
they
twins'
did the
house,
same reenactment of like, oh, turn around.
Turn around,
turn
yeah.
around.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
like from a scene.
That was a
from
little
another
too on the
movie.
nose for me. Like I was like, did y'all really have to do that? Like the turnaround. Like,
That's where it got a little. I'm like, all right, that's corny.
yeah,
She's
I was
like, wait a minute. Oop. What?
Oh, hold on.
Like, wait a second, I'm in a movie. There are killers out there, and this is the perfect time to reenact this stuff.
Yo.
Yeah.
They popped the crowd. They're trying to pop the crowd.
Yeah, I think it's for fans and stuff because they talked about redoing things for the fans. Like that was a theme with the last movie too. Like it's not about what the characters or what's motivating or driving the knife in. It's like, okay, well, me as a fan, I'm not pleased, so I'm gonna go back and redo this thing.
Any final thoughts? I think we covered all the bases, right?
Any final thoughts?
Oh, the overall rating and how we would score our movies
Oh, you
and
actually-
the ratings.
So
how
we
would you
got-
like to do that?
Did you come up with this, or we kind of came up together with the?
Oh,
rating
sure.
system?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, so
You know.
just to shout out Rode Microphones for sponsoring us. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. The hookup is phenomenal. It's making our podcast and our product so much more enjoyable for the
Thank
people
you.
that are subscribed and watching at home. So we are going to do like the Source Awards and do 5 Rode mics for a perfect score. 4 Rode mics for like it's exceeded expectations. It's not a perfect film,
Still
but
good.
it's still a good watch.
Or I'll say even great.
Yeah, Well, yeah. 3 is average. 3 Rode mics is average.
That's pretty good.
2 is like underwhelming. 1 is don't spend your money, and a 0 is burn this film and the studio that created it.
I am giving it personally a 3.5. That is my. I think it's really good. Not great. I think it's really good though, and I think it's worth going to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Scream I've watched them all. I've been a fan for the years. So there's ups and downs to the series. After this is following 4, I would say this is a down from 4.
Oh, really?
So I'll give this a 3 Rode mics.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say this is a down, but it's not a drastic down. Like we all went to the movie theaters to see it together. Like walking out of it, I'm not disappointed. I'm not upset about the money I spent. I was just like, oh, I enjoyed that. I had fun with it. But is it I have to have this on Blu-ray and I gotta go through and watch it again with all that? I'm not doing all that.
I feel that.
I'm going to
Jess?
go ahead and give this a 4 Rode mic
Okay.
rating and stuff just because I watched all of them So it was super fresh in my mind, and it was really easy for me to see how there could be a following for this franchise.
Yeah.
I liked how there were still consistencies with the clumsiness and stuff. Like I was just I'm just entertained by that.
Trip, baby, trip.
I like how they brought back legacy characters. I am disappointed. The only reason why I did not get a 5 is because they killed Dewey.
You killed
Do
Dewey.
not kill your most favorite, like the most endearing character that there is and stuff. Like he set the rules, but actually, maybe there is what.
You gotta have stakes. Our film has stakes. That's what Amber said.
Yeah.
I guess it's true. Do all the people that tell the rules end up dying anyways?
Yeah.
Dewey, why? Why did you have to explain the rules?
Yep.
Dewey, why you just didn't shoot him in the head when they were already
But
down?
that's also the thing he pointed out. Like, oh, you got to go to the love interest. It's your boyfriend. Literally within the first 15 minutes of the movie, and I was like, did you feel okay? Here's my final take. Did you feel the reveal?
I wasn't done with my review, but okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I just like the comedy in it. I think like the thing that separates Scream franchise from like all the other horror franchises is that there's that touch of comedy that likes to poke fun at tropes, and I appreciate that. So, there's the end of my rating. Continue.
Okay. How did you feel? How powerful did you feel the reveal of the killers were? Was it like
you already spoiled it? So I was like, okay, oh, damn, he's right.
I think that kind of brought it down when he did that.
Well, I kind of when you were like, I think it's Amber. I was like, that's a pretty good guess. I was like, maybe the film will kind of break the trope, and it'll be two completely different people that have like nothing to do with it, and just kind of just break the whole like friend cycle things, like something just no one would see coming.
Right.
But then when not saying I wanted that, but I just thought that was maybe something that they would do. I was kind of just along for the ride. Like that was kind of like my kind of template here, like kind of going into it. I just kind of want to just experience it and take it all in. As an overall film, like a lot of the horror set pieces still work for me. Like I love the hospital scene when the little sister's trying to get away. I thought that was actually a really intense.
That was done well.
That was a very intense scene, and him like making her choose between her boyfriend and her sister. I thought was actually a pretty neat little thing that they could have played a little bit more with, but it was good.
Yeah. For me, like the.
So like, sorry, I said that to say by the time they had the reveal, it kind of really didn't really have much Harper.
It didn't have an impact. Yeah, it had no impact.
So yeah,
I do like the play on the mom cop is rushing back to get to the son to save him. And like right before she gets to the door, just bang,
he's like right there
on broad daylight.
I kind of guessed that. Like as soon as she stepped by, like as soon as she stepped out the house, I was like, oh, he's gonna be at the door. And then when he did it, it was still effective. Like it was still effective.
It was effective for me. Yeah, that worked for me.
And as he's like,
because
he hammered that thing in. I was like, oh God.
But like the fact that it was like in broad daylight, in Scream you barely see any like broad daylight murders.
Really? No, if it is during the daytime, it's usually still in a dark room or
concealed or something inside. This was like right in front of your front porch on the. Yeah,
I like that. That was a nice little
it was like
subversion of your expectations.
That did subvert me. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. That's why I kind of sat up a little bit. I'm like, we doing this thing, huh? Yeah.
And then killed 13 Reasons Why right after. Did y'all think he was like, because he's, I guess technically is he the biggest star of the cast outside of like the main three?
Oh, you're saying like kind of
recognizable actor. Yeah. Did y'all think that, or was you guys expecting him to have like a bigger role because he's the bigger star? No?
They usually kill those.
Who?
Well, that's the thing. That's usually a trope now that they kind of brought back.
The boyfriend.
Yeah.
No, blonde hair dude.
No.
Yeah, they usually.
Out of the 4 newer ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You go ahead. That was.
Screams. They usually kill those
the most famous person just for the cash grab.
I was thinking like maybe that was a callback to like Drew Barrymore in the first one because she was
Jada Pinkett in the second one with Mekhi Phifer. No, Omar Epps.
Yeah, Mekhi Phifer was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the second one.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Who did they do in the third one? They killed Cotton, who was Liev Schreiber.
Who?
Cotton
Weary, who's the one that was who
Maureen
Prescott was cheating with. Who was the accused killer. That's also what like kind of that's what I like. They kind of steered the cops away because they already had somebody in jail and going on trial for Maureen Prescott's murder. And that's why the cops kind of were like, what? Wait, hold up. The killer's on trial. So that's kind of what subverted the cops in the first one. This one, they're just like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, this is in that. Who's watching my sister? I don't know, nigga. You better get your ass back, though.
If I was you, I'd call the cops. Like, you are. Like, no, I'm a deputy.
No, there's a difference. I'm a sheriff.
I would have liked
Peep
it.
the hat.
Something I could see happening maybe in a future one is maybe Gail goes to kill Sidney Prescott just to end all the movies and end the franchises. Like
That would
maybe
be
she
really
gets
cool.
framed in some way by Ghostface with like the new generation that just came in and stuff because she's like, well, one, she's lost Dewey. And then two, like enough people have died already.
Mad.
Yeah, enough people
I
have died
lost
already.
Dewey. I
So
lost
like,
my will to
just end
live.
it now. End the
have
franchise. So like then she's like, well, I'm controlling the narrative now, which kind of makes sense for her because like she
She's
was
a reporter.
reporting the news. She is a writer, so I could see her motive in the next movie as being Ghostface.
And they had Hayden Panettiere in the fourth one, and she kind of like, oh, did she die?
No, she survived. There's a YouTube Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
We've discussed a lot.
All right, so I did a little quick math that brings our total to 3.5 as far as mics goes. So we give this a 3.5.
3.5. Who knows mics?
3.5 for Scream 5.
Somebody will math check. Somebody will check the math in the comments and let me know if I'm right or not.
They're like, no, it's not.
If you officially want to kill a franchise, just send niggas into space.
Yes.
Jason went to space.
Jason went.
Hellraiser went to space. I just learned this.
I did not.
Yeah.
What?
Hellraiser went to space. I think it's number 4 or something like that. It was like Hellraiser in space.
Wishmaster?
I didn't mind those. Those are actually
Those
interesting.
were awesome.
Yeah.
Those are great movies.
Because they mostly like played on like, it's like the monkey's paw, but like extreme.
Yes.
So like kind of like turning people's desires against them is always kind of
That was so cool.
Yeah, it's
That's a
always
great
kind of a
concept.
fun premise.
It's basically Wonder Woman 84.
Oh God.
It's basically that.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I've
We
seen
watched
Wonder
Wonder Woman.
I've seen
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonder
boy.
Woman 84, and
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
No. They did it that just much worse. But
Lord.
it's basically that. It was like I was like, oh, okay. You messed up the whole thing, but
All right, fuck it. Since y'all opened up Wonder Woman 84, what is the weird thing with Chris Pratt? Just have him
That's not Chris
have him come back. Or not Chris Pratt.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
There you go.
Wait, is it Chris Pine?
Yes, it is.
I was
Star
gonna
Trek.
say fun fact about Chris
Okay, yeah.
Pratt, but we're not talking about him.
Oh.
Chris Pine. Okay, just have him come back. Why do the whole weird thing with the body?
Just have him come back.
Do with the weird.
He's
He's
being-
incorporating somebody's body.
Yeah,
that
you're taking advantage of this poor man that has no idea what's going on. And then he came back. He's like, whoa.
Well, I was gonna say like because the movie set up because it's the monkey's paw thing. Like usually there's a backlash to your wish, and maybe that was the backlash. But no, she lost her powers, so she got 2 backlashes. What kind of shit is this?
There's so much more we can go into that. We don't have the time.
We don't have the time. We're gonna wrap
There's
this
so
shit up.
many more plot holes in that film that we could just because he also never the villain also never got his.
How you gonna say we're gonna
Just
wrap
ran
it up
away
and then
with
you're just
the
gonna go?
son. I'm like, hold on. You just ruined the world for like a week.
Wraps up technically the first episode of Syi-Fy's channel, Scream 2020. God, what year is this? What year is
It's
this?
the year
2022.
2022, sir.
Syi-Fy
Jessie.
Swerve.
forever, and we out.